Hello and welcome back to Alice Talks Football. In today's video is 5 things we learned from Chelsea 0, Manchester United 0, and 0-0 getting the worst kind of games. And I have to say, it's frustrating because I think Chelsea are going to be the happier of the two sets of fans coming out this game. And I think the game was there for the taking and we didn't take it. I think overall it was a defensive performance from Ole, a defensive performance from Chelsea, but I think we were probably the better team. I mean, we had more chances. I don't know if I'd say we were the better team, but we had a lot more chances. But, you know, we didn't take advantage of the game and we dropped points. And ideally, I think we could have got 3 points today. And I think Ole played it quite safe with the starting lineup. And I think maybe if Ole didn't play it so safe in the first half, so defensive in the first half, and we'd actually gone for Chelsea, who just came and parked the bus, we would have got something out of this game. And I'm very disappointed that we didn't get something out of this game. So I'm going to talk about that in my 5 things we learned from Manchester United 0, Chelsea 0, a 0-0 video, the worst kind of game. So just hit that like button and subscribe down below to make this video a little bit better. Now the first thing I want to talk about is the first half. I think Chelsea were the better team in the first half, but I think we had the better chances. And there's a part of me that thinks maybe if Kepa was in goal, one of those shots would have gone in. I think Rashford had 2 good shots on Mendy, and I kind of wish Kepa played. But no, I just think the first half was very slow, compact and boring. Both teams were playing it too safe. Both teams were almost playing for the clean sheet. No one was really going for it in the first half. You know, it was just very much stay in formation, stay compact. Pretty boring football. I'm not gonna lie, I was bored that game. I was bored. It was boring. But we had the better chances. Even though we didn't create many chances, there was a time where Rashford was through in the first half. You know, we had the better chances. You know, Chelsea didn't really have anything in that game. Chelsea came and basically parked the bus. So, you know, we were very defensive, not as defensive as Chelsea, but I think in the first half we were way too defensive, which brings me on to my second point, which is the starting 11. I do not agree with the starting lineup. Yes, that starting lineup beat Newcastle, but there's a difference between Newcastle and Chelsea. In my honest opinion, Mata's too slow for this kind of game. Dan James, I don't think he is good enough, and I don't like to criticise Dan James. McTominay, I'm a bit hit and miss with McTominay, but we were playing the 4-2-3-1, and it was kind of like we were last season, like almost like we had loads of players out injured, or we were the team we were last season where we weren't as good, so we were just sort of defending against teams and trying to hit them on the break. It was very much like watching Manchester United this time last year when we were playing that defensive boring football. But the problem was with this game is all our good players were on the bench. Van der Beek, I'm so angry Van der Beek is not getting minutes. Ole needs to give Van der Beek minutes. Tellers wasn't even in the squad. You know, Greenwood should have played over James. Pogba was on the bench. It was like we were all injured and all our good players were just like not there, and it was just annoying. And with Chelsea playing so defensive, we couldn't break them down. And you know, the only time we looked like breaking them down was when we got Bruno Fernandes on the ball, which brings me on to my third point, which is Bruno Fernandes' passing distribution was excellent today. I saw a few people saying this on Twitter and I agree. You know, the few good moments we had normally came from Bruno Fernandes. It wasn't Bruno's best game, you know, we didn't score a goal, but everything that happened kind of was centred around him. I think Bruno Fernandes and Fred were probably the 2 most exciting players to have on the ball because they're at least trying to drive it forward. I mean, Lindelof as well, actually, fair play to Lindelof. But Bruno Fernandes' passing was excellent today, but again, Dan James, I feel like let him down. Mata was too slow. Rashford's probably better on the wing. I think, you know, if we'd gone with a stronger lineup, put some better players around Bruno Fernandes, it could have been a completely different game. And I have to say, the reason I think we didn't win today is because we played it too safe. We played our reduced lineup. It was like our players are injured. We almost played our lineup from last season plus Bruno Fernandes. So I'm a little bit frustrated with the lineup. I thought Bruno Fernandes was good. I thought Lindelof was good. I thought Fred was good. I thought Rashford had some good moments and he came close to scoring. But, I mean, all in all, we were probably better than Chelsea. We looked more likely to score. We had the most chances, but we didn't play that well. We played too safe. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think, got it wrong today. He played way too safe and we played way too defensively. My fourth point is Dan James. Dan James is not good enough. That's what I'm going to say. And I've never been a Dan James hater because he came from the Championship with very little experience even in the Championship for £15 million from Swansea, and we expected him to come into the Man United team. So I'm never going to hate on Dan James. You know, he's not a very experienced player. He might be 22, but he's got the experience of a 20-year-old. I think one of the commentators said that. He'd come from Swans, he's not played many games. And I said, don't judge him in his first season, judge him in his second season. And I think so far in his second season, he was crap. I think today he was crap. Dan James, you know, if you give his pace to Mata, you've got a really good player. But Dan James, all he's got is pace, and he will make these good runs, but no one's going to pass it to him because I don't think the players really trust Dan James with the ball. He did make quite a few runs and he got ignored. But then when he gets the ball and he's in a really good position with the ball and he's driving at players in space, and he's just so predictable that he gets tackled every time. He can't even complete the take on. And I'm really frustrated because I think if you got Sancho in, we would have got rid of Dan James, because I just don't think Dan James is good enough. I think maybe he needs to go away and get a bit more experience, build up his player intelligence. But he's got the pace, he's got the drive, but he doesn't have the intelligence or the quality or the ability. You give Dan James his pace and drive to Mata, and we would have had the perfect winning today, because I think Mata lacked pace. But Daniel James, I just thought he was poor today. I mean, we weren't much better when he came off, but I think there was times where he got the ball and I was like, if that was Rashford in that situation, I think a good cross or a good shot would have come from it. Because at least with Rashford, when he gets the ball, there's a good pass or a good shot that comes from it. But Dan James, he just runs into the players, and it really frustrates me. I think in the 10 minutes Mason Greenwood played, Mason Greenwood obviously was only on the pitch for 10 minutes, but he put in 2 good crosses and he offered it a little bit more. And a fifth and final thing I want to talk about, which kind of links to when I was talking about I'm not a big fan of the lineup, is I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did just play it too safe today. I think he just thought this is the lineup that beat Newcastle, which Tom and I are afraid of defensive. You know, everyone here can do a defensive job, everyone here's got a good work rate and drive. But as I said in my second point, the quality on the bench. Chelsea started their best team. Maybe if Hakim Ziyech could have played as well. But, you know, I looked at the Chelsea team and it was much better than us today. So, you know, realistically, when I looked at the team sheet, I did think Chelsea could get something from this. Because I thought, you know, Chelsea's quick attack running at our slow defence. Chelsea, you're going to get something from this. But Chelsea just sat back and defended. And I think from the first 20 minutes in, we just knew that Chelsea's game plan was just sit back and defend and just go for a 0-0. Lampard wanted a clean sheet, kind of like Sevilla. You know, Ole played it too safe, I think, at half-time. I know we brought players on 10 minutes after half time, but I think at half time Ole should have changed it up. He should have put Van de Beek on for Mata, I would have put. Because I just don't know. I don't know, I don't think Pogba brought that much today. Pogba came on versus Newcastle and PSG and played decent, but for me, I don't think Pogba brought that much when he came on. I think Ole should have put Van de Beek and Greenwood on. Myself, I mean, Cavani, he had that one touch that almost scored. You know, we came close a few times, but I just think, all in all, to conclude, we played it too safe. The game was there for the taking, but by the time we actually got our attacking players on, by the time we knew it was there for the taking, because we played safe for a good 55 minutes, Chelsea was so compact, so tight. You know, they had Thiago Silva at the back. They didn't have Kepa in goal, so they're all confident. Maybe if Kepa was in goal, I think we would have won that. But, you know, the game was there for the taking, and that's why I'm frustrated. Now, that's my 5 things we learned from Manchester United versus Chelsea. Please hit the like button, subscribe down below, share this video. Thank you for watching. Comment things that you thought about the game, comment your opinions on the game, and I'll see you next time.